Alright, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today's moto vlog is going to be about this little piece of equipment that I have right there. It's a windscreen. I made it myself out of some spare material that I had laying around in my garage. It's some sort of vinyl or PVC. I'm not too sure what the material actually is, but I just had it laying around and I figured why not make something out of it. So I made this, and I got this idea from Everride, and I'll go ahead and link his channel below along with the channel that he got the idea from. But I think this is my first actual test of it, so I think it's working. I think it's working right now. But yeah, it feels good. Hopefully it translates into quieter moto vlogs, but from what I can tell right now, it looks super stable. It's held on using some 3M double-sided sticky tape, and I feel pretty happy with it right now. Feels good. It looks okay. I mean, it does look like I made it in my garage, but I guess this is just iteration 1, so we'll have some better stuff coming in the future, and really, this is just kind of a test run of this. Let me check if my GoPro's running. Yeah, it is. And I hope this kind of inspires you guys to do something similar, because you know, windscreens aren't cheap. They're like $100 to $200 depending on where you're getting it from and what it's looking like. And you know, you should be exercising your creativity and your engineering skills, and you know, just trying to make stuff from nothing, because that's really when you start to appreciate buying new things, and you start to appreciate the amount of time that you have invested into something. Because like, hey man, oh man, I should have went around all these guys. Because really, when you make something from the ground up, you have a sense of pride that you can't really duplicate anywhere else. You know what I mean? And it's fun. It's fun making things. I enjoy making things, although as frustrating as it can be, and you know, there is a little bit of risk involved with doing something DIY like this. You know, this thing can pop off on me on the freeway because I've never taken it on the freeway. But all in all, it looks pretty stable. But you know, hey, if you want to make stuff and you want to do stuff on your own, it's a great way to save money, and it's a great way to spend time and really, you know, develop your skills as a craftsman. And you know, I was taught some valuable lessons by my pops when it came to building your own stuff. You know, as hard as it may be, and as many hoops that you need to go through, you can stop at the end of the day and you can say, hey, I made this awesome thing, or I made this not so awesome thing, but still I have something to hold in my hands that came from my mind. And that is an amazing feeling. And I kind of get this feeling with this little windscreen kind of deal. Even though I might end up pulling it off in another couple days to attach it differently or whatever. Nice Ferrari, brother. It was still a good exercise. And I didn't do an XT250 upgrades video on it because I didn't think it would turn out this well, to be honest. I didn't do the video, but I did do a little write-up on the PINE ADV website. So if you want to check out a write-up and see some pictures of me, like of the general idea behind it and more information on it, you can check out pineadv.com. It should be in the news section, titled XT250 Windscreen DIY. But alright, now we're on the highway. It's time to really pay attention and figure out if this thing is if this thing's gonna work. I can already tell it's working, but we'll see how well it works. Let's get in the middle lane here. There you go, 70 miles an hour. Oh yeah, fantastic, man. That's awesome. yeah, I can't feel the wind buffeting until I get to like right here. So this is perfect. It is wobbling like a little bit, but that's kind of to be expected because the XT250 headlight bucket, the headlight assembly is kind of, it's not exactly the best constructed thing, but I might have to figure a way to brace the bucket now, or at least increase the tightness of it. But overall, it's holding pretty steady. And hopefully what this does is it cuts down on the wind noise, and it really just reduces the amount of fatigue that I have on my body when I'm going on like long distance rides, or just kind of on a long trip, or even just on these like kind of daily commutes. Because if you can cut down on rider fatigue, you're going to be a lot more attentive when you're riding, and you're going to have a lot more fun when you're riding. So if you're having more fun and you have less fatigue, you can ride for longer, and just increase the amount of fun times that you're having. But yeah, this is kind of weird. It feels like my bike is actually working a little bit less too. I don't know if that's just like a placebo effect of me not being hit in the chest. Like I have no feeling in my chest right now of like the wind hitting me. So that is super cool. And if it works, right? Oh, one thing that I do have to say about it is I painted it black. So, everybody knows that black is a cool color. But it being Southern California here, I painted it black and I left it out in the sun to actually dry. And the plastic had melted and it had gotten super flat. So it had turned from a 3-dimensional shape to a 2-dimensional shape. So I think the next iteration that I'm going to do it in is going to be like a thicker plastic. But overall, in terms of what the material is that I'm using, and the material that Everride and the original poster, the original guy who did this project uses some Sterilite trash can bins, like the plastic that's made out of those, the plastic that those trash cans and like storage bins are made out of. And he just cuts them up and then he folds them. So the rigidity actually comes from the way that you fold it. He has like a DRZ style number plate. So him doing his folds was a lot less complicated than mine, because mine has to have sharp creases and it also has to have curves, because the XT250 headlight bucket has angles and curves. So that was kind of a challenge to me. But the first thing that I did was I made it out of cardboard and I sketched it all out, and I did all the bends in cardboard, and I figured out how it'd look on my bike using just the cardboard. And then when I liked it, I made my adaptations on the plastic, and then folded it and bent it and shaped it, and now I have like this kind of 3-dimensional shape out of a more durable material, even though I started with something that was super easy and super common to use, you know what I mean? But overall, I'm super happy with it. Like, holy cow, what a difference. If you guys are interested in doing this kind of thing on your bike, I'll leave, like I said earlier, I'll leave the 2 links in the channel below, but you should go ahead and check out PINE ADV in the news section, because I will be taking pictures there. I will have some supplementary information. I'll give you dimensions on the angles that I did, and the shapes and the sizes of everything, so that way if you want to redo yours the same way that I did mine, you can go ahead and do that with the same materials, or at least similar to mine, and you can go ahead and make adaptations to yours if you see fit. I also noticed a couple of people who also did the same mod on the internet. They used some brackets to support the top part of the windshield, like right in this area right there. But after I rode it around my neighborhood, it seemed pretty stable just using the 3M sticky tape. And Everride suggests that you should use some double-sided Velcro just in case you need to pull it off and reshape it, or in case you get into an accident with it, it'll just rip off instead of slitting your throat open. Because if you do use some hard plastic and it is molded to your bike like this, there is a chance that you can get injured in event of a crash. So you got to make sure you're careful with what you're using in terms of materials, but you know, you got to always take into consideration some of the design aspects, the ease of use, and the ease of availability of some of the items to get. Like, even though it's kind of a melty material, I'm gonna go ahead and try to park in some shade, so I don't have a melted windscreen when I'm at work, and I'm not super embarrassed. But speaking of work, I'm almost to my shop right now, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. But once again, check out the links in the description, and check out PINEADV.com if you want to learn more about the project. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and until next time, peace out.